is now 7 p.m. and I would like to invite you to the Westland April 13th, 2026 Board of Education meeting. We're gonna start off with our pledge, and we will have Dr. Jennifer Page start us off with the pledge.
Just so you know, there's a couple false starts as we watch the videos, and it's hard to navigate all of our little friends here. So they've videotaped it, but there's a little bit of false starts. We may start the pledge multiple times before we get to the drag on part.
Watch me hit it again. Just for good measure.
So while we're waiting for the video to conclude, the students that you saw helping us with the pledge tonight include Lucas Chamberlain, Carl Gerhard, Ben Mullins, Chris Williams, Isabella Reno, and Akeem Coates. And we have certificates for them to take home and put on the refrigerator, and Dr. Page will let them know how proud we are of what they just accomplished.
Thank you. Those are friends from our SXI classroom. Andrea Sachs as the teacher. And if we would have watched the whole video, they use a modality of communication. So some use head tilts, some use head buttons, some use regular switches, and some were using their AAC devices. So very inclusive.
I think we did the false start.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we would like to do building updates.
Actually, I think we need a roll call.
Oh, roll call.
Could we do that?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Hines.
Mr. Ambras,
Present.
Mr. Cox,
Here.
Mr. Rashawn,
Here.
Ms. Hines present, Dr. Weaver,
Present.
Ms. May is absent excused, and President Abney Mitchell.
Present.
So we have 6 and 1 out.
We ready for you.
Ready?
Yes.
All right, my name is Jennifer Page, and I'm the principal of Stottlemyer Early Childhood Center. I've been the principal at Stottlemyer since February 2024. When I applied, I thought I was applying to be the principal of the 24-25 school year, but when I interviewed, they let me know that it was starting right away. So I started mid to end of the year, but it was great to get to know the staff and build relationships and then jump right in. So here's a little snapshot about Stottlemyer. So we're small but mighty. We have a total of around 331 students, but that changes daily, and I'll explain why in a minute. We have 300 students and 20 classrooms with an additional 31 students who attend a speech and language classroom. We have 13 GSRP programs. GSRP just means four-day-a-week preschool programs for 4-year-olds. So that's your traditional preschool when you're thinking about preschool. Those are full-day programs. We have 5 ECP classrooms, which are special education classrooms. Those are morning and afternoon programs. And then we have 2 SXI classrooms, one of which you saw in the video. SXI are students who attend Monday through Friday. They have a 200-day school year because they have multiple impairments and needs that require additional schooling. Half of our building is special education because we do have so many special education programs. Students funnel in as soon as they can turn 2 years, 6 months from our early intervention services. So we do have continual rolling of enrollment all year. Some students will start up until the last few days of school if their families choose. Within those 13 GSRP programs, we've offered 3 classrooms that have inclusion. So those are co-taught with a GSRP teacher as well as a special ed teacher, and I'll talk more about that. In addition to our classrooms, we've started a language group. So we have full-time ECP teachers in addition to 4 speech pathologists that help serve 30 drop-in speech students in a classroom setting. We're really focused on that least restrictive continuum. So SXI would be our most restrictive center-based classroom, with our drop-in speech program being our least restrictive, along with our gen ed classrooms. We are a multilingual school, so 13% of our students are identified as multilanguage learners. That is relatively higher than some elementaries. That is because prior to becoming pre-K for all this coming school year, one of the qualifying factors for GSRP was to be a multilanguage family. You automatically got in. We saw that need, so this year Sally Nalu trained one of our teachers to be a SIOP trained teacher. So she could provide additional multilanguage supports to those kiddos. And then next year we will actually have 2 SIOP trained, so we'll be able to support more families. We're a diverse school, 42.6% Caucasian students, 37.4% African American students, around 7% identifying as multi-ethnic, 6% Hispanic, and around 3% identifying as other ethnicities. We've jumped on the attendance train with the rest of the district. It's important, even though attendance isn't required at the preschool level, we have a strong responsibility at Stottlemyer to set the tone, because we know our kids go to kindergarten and we want to help families be normed and ready for elementary school. So we really believe in all the district initiatives are something that we have to carry and be really strong in to support our families. So right now we're looking at an average daily attendance rate around 84%. We're revising and strengthening our attendance processes. So this year we've tried to incorporate reviewing attendance weekly. My secretary pulls reports. And then we use letters and dojo messaging to support families, and we try to get those out twice a month. We've also started to incorporate family success meetings to address absenteeism. This is a huge undertaking, so when I say we've started it, we're not launching it fully, but we will be looking at the data at the end of the month and developing more systems to help support this. At those family success meetings, we ask the family, or I sit down with the family and ask them what their barriers are for attending, and then we develop a plan. One of the biggest things we've found is that transportation for our GSRP families is a big need. We don't transport, we don't offer busing for our GSRP families, only our special education families. So finding those barriers and helping support them. We've been able to partner with 211 and a couple agencies within Wayne County that support fixing cars at an affordable rate. So we have referred some families to that out of our success meetings. We know that kiddos after COVID look a lot different than kiddos before COVID. So we've really tried to have some strong initiatives in place for student well-being, in particular social emotional health and behaviors. We just reviewed our first set of perception data for this school year, and yeah, behaviors are big on there. So we really know that we need to support kids where they're at, as well as support parents so that they know how to help their kiddos when they have big feelings. Our GSRP teachers were able to partner with PEDALS, which is out of southeastern Detroit, and that is Positive Emotional Development and Learning Skills. And what that does is PEDALS brings a coach in for new teachers, and they get 2 years of coaching under the Second Step program, which is a curriculum that addresses emotional regulation. And so they get coached for 2 years, and then they can run with this program. So our GSRP teachers have access to Second Step and have been trained in that. Unfortunately, PEDALS isn't able to coach our special ed teachers, but through coaching with our own instructional coach, as well as our teachers, we've been able to build capacity through our Second Step programming. It's one of the only evidence-based social emotional curriculums that CASEL approves as well. Mental health support. Unfortunately, this year we went from 2.0 school social workers to 1.4, but that's okay. We have great social workers. We have a school psych. We also partner with Wayne RESA because we are a GSRP program. We do get social emotional coaching as well as county coaching from our ASD consultant. So these people push in and help build capacity with our staff on how to meet students' behaviors and help them regulate. We utilize Care Solace, so this year we've pushed out 7 Care Solace referrals, 258 Care Solace family communications. We also have partnerships with Corewell Health, Michigan State Extension, and Hagera Health. We understand that families need support. We're just trying to figure out the best way to give them that. We incorporated Family Engagement Fridays, so those were sessions on different topics such as positive parenting and healthy eating habits. Didn't have great attendance, but we're going to keep trying. MSU Extension's offering some hybrid and some virtual trainings that we've offered our families. And next month we'll end the year with our potty training series, training for parents. So really just trying to build skills with our parents because they're a large part of our school. In addition, we were lucky this year to have a family resource room. So we have a room where we can meet with families. It's also stocked with personal hygiene, food, and clothing. We were able to give out 207 packets of food for families, 57 packets of personal hygiene, and we referred 27 families to Family Resource Center. Again, if we can help parents be supported, then they know how to go on to elementary school and beyond and feel supported and advocate. Student achievement is something that we've really focused on. So when I started in 2024, we didn't really have a strong literacy initiative, and we weren't doing a lot as far as academic focused and aligning with young fives and kindergarten. When I came on in 2024, they also brought on Amy Peters, our instructional coach, and she's been instrumental in moving us into more alignment with elementary. So this is this year's data. Prior to 2024, we didn't do the letters assessment that the district does, nor did we do the ZPAS assessment. We also didn't use any of the resources like Launchpad from Really Great Reading or the Heggerty Phonemic Awareness resource. Amy brought all of those in, and our data shows it. This past December, 62% of our students met the end of the year benchmark for letter identification set by the Michigan standards. So at the end of preschool, a preschooler is expected to know 18 uppercase letters, and right now, well, probably more since this is old data, we have over 62% of our kids that are doing that. Which is more exciting is we started this last year. This year, our preschoolers are now kindergartners, and the feedback we heard from kindergarten was amazing. Kids knew and were ready for Launchpad and Really Great Reading, and I'm excited to see as we track these students just how much of this early intervention is impacting them with years to come. Our points of pride, I could talk all night about our points of pride. I feel like a proud mom every time I talk about our school. So prior to 2024, we were a very divided building. If you remember from that first slide of demographics, we're about half general ed, special ed, and then half special ed, and that was felt in our building. Special ed staff and general education staff did not intermix. They didn't collaborate. Kids didn't have the opportunity to engage with each other's classrooms. So the district paired us up with Wildwood's specials team. So on Monday, media comes out, so Cheryl Kubin. On Tuesday, Jen Ferris from Life Skills comes out. We have different specials teachers that come out each day of the week. And we combined and took a GSRP classroom and a special ed classroom, combined them to be buddy classrooms, and set them up in specials. That's all we had to do. Teachers started talking to each other, kids started playing with each other, and then there was a huge push for inclusion. That's what led us to decide that we needed to do inclusion in our GSRP programs. So this was the first year, and like I said, we had 3 classrooms that were co-taught with 1 special ed teacher and 3 GSRP teachers. Next year, we'll expand that to 9, and I believe that we are the only GSRP program that will have that many inclusion classrooms. And then we are one of the only GSRP programs in the county that are doing drop-in speech classrooms to really break up that LRE and ensure we're not putting kids in a more restrictive environment than they need. As a side note, we're also the 3rd largest GSRP program in Wayne County. Detroit Public is 1st, Livonia Public is 2nd, and we are 3rd with the 3rd most amount of slots. We have strong partnerships with Career Tech and STEM. Last year, you may recall, our Career Tech and STEM programming took Power Wheels cars and reprogrammed them so they were adaptive for our SXI students. So they made more adaptive seating, and then they could start with push buttons and switches so the kids were able to drive them. This year, STEM, as well as, I believe, the cybersecurity career tech class, have adapted our switches. So you saw the kids use these big push buttons to communicate. They also use push buttons and switches to use learning materials and toys in the classroom. So to get an adapter and to create a toy to be switch able, it's pretty expensive. So Karen Dickelman saw that as a problem and took it to the CTE students and said, how can you help us fix this? They're making prototypes right now where they're 3D printing the actual boxes and switches, and this is way over my head, but somehow they're reprogramming them too so you can plug the device in it at a fraction of the cost of what it would be to actually purchase them. So we're really excited about Career Tech. We lean in on them a lot, and they've done a lot for our school. In addition to the STEM program, Karen Dickelman's written a few grants so that we can start to bring outdoor learning to our classrooms and have outdoor learning spaces. We found that not enough kiddos get outside, so she's really partnered with us to launch that. We don't have elementary sports, but we always want to do what the elementary does. We're like this little sibling. So this year we became a Special Olympic Unified School. So what that means is we're able to provide unified programming to our kiddos. Last year we started our T-ball program when we had over 100 families show up, 100 kids. In addition, they had to have an adult, so there was like 200 people on the fields. And we had our inaugural T-ball game at John Glenn softball and baseball fields. We had so much success and everyone had so much fun that we started soccer this year. And again, we had over 100 kids register and play soccer, and then we will launch T-ball again in the spring. In addition to our sports, we also have unified dances. So we have dances that celebrate rare disease awareness. We've held 2 this year, and they're just a time for the whole school to engage with each other. Again, one of the biggest points of pride is how to better engage our parents. It felt like after COVID, parents kind of weren't allowed in the building or didn't feel welcomed in the building, so we're always brainstorming how we can support parents and get them in through our partnerships. And finally, our biggest point of pride is just the alignment that we're doing with young fives in kindergarten. Again, we know if we have this big responsibility to sell our district. We're the face of the district. We're the first step. We're the first opportunity for families to engage in Wayne Westland, and we take that very seriously. I feel like it's a big weight that I put on my own shoulders, and the more we can continue to align with elementary and help our parents understand how to advocate and how to support and how to be part of our school community, the more they will. So I think those, but I could tell you a billion different things. I'm so proud of our Week of the Young Child Parade and the initiatives that we push on our teachers. And I guess one point of pride that I should let you know is that our teachers have experienced 7 different admin in 10 years. That's a lot of turnover and change.
Yes, it is.
And that's hard on them. But if you look at, we have teachers that have been there for 30 plus years. They show up every day because of kids. They've gone through a million different processes. They rise to the occasion every time we ask them to do something outside the box or something that's harder than they've ever done. They've set high expectations for themselves, which in turn has led to high expectations for our students. There's 2 more slides because we also have the cutest kids in the district. So in this picture, you'll see some of our literacy work. You'll see collaborative play. You'll see a picture of a unified dance. You'll see cross-collaboration between a special ed class and a gen ed class. You'll see a dad enjoying soccer with his kiddo. You'll see visitors. You might even see one of our board members up there reading. We have parents engaged. Again, more cross-collaboration and a lot of literacy work.
Thank you so much for sharing.
There's one more thing. Oh, you can't. They're saying thank you.
Oh,
Oh, you can't hear it, but they're also sharing their most favorite things about being at school. So we thank the board for all your support.
and we thank you
Are there any
for all that
questions
you
I
do.
can answer?
You are doing an amazing job over there at Stottlemyer. Don't you guys have an event coming up sometime like this week with the students over at Stottlemyer?
Well, April is the month of the young child, so last Thursday we held a parade, and we had many people from the district as well as a lot of parents come out, and we just parade around the school. Until the 16th, we are all offering people from the district to come out and just play. So our kiddos learn best through play, so anyone in the district or anyone that's ICHAT's welcome to come out between 9:30 and 11 and just play. It's the best. They'll make you a Play-Doh pizza, they'll do your hair and housekeeping, they'll do anything for you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Any other questions?
I just have one more question.
Go ahead, Heinz.
So I saw on the news today on Channel 7, they were talking about how the GSRP program is starting to extend. And I know we were having some issues with the transportation. Is there a way that they can do like a line item in the grant to get the transportation to get the kids to GSRP? Because I know that was an issue.
Many of the community, or some of the community-based programs through GSRP are able to provide transportation. We could definitely ask Wayne Risa, but the amount of money that they give us does not cover all of the costs to run our program. We compensate our staff very generously compared to some of the smaller districts, which is why we're able to retain and attract good staff in our building. Transportation is expensive, but we can always ask and look for outside grants.
Thank you.
I just want to thank you and your staff for all that you do. That was the first time that we had a video pledge, and it was absolutely wonderful. And thank you.
And thank you to your staff who came tonight, too. It's nice to see all of you.
Don't forget, we have certificates for the kiddos, and when you give it to them, can you please take a picture for us? Thank you. Moving to our next agenda item. It will be the City of Detroit Mayor Byron Nolan.
Inkster.
Did I say Detroit? Oh my, hey, I get accused of Inkster so much, it's like, y'all done made me nervous.
So,
Madam Chair, thank you for the promotion.
Mayor Nolan, could I just address to the people here, we do have an overflow room, and there's live cameras and sound, so if you would rather sit in a cooler area, please feel free. Our staff can direct you right out the hallway.
And there's also some seats down here.
Well, good evening, board members, administrators. My name is Byron Nolan. I'm mayor of the city of Inkster. This meeting's been a long time coming. As you all know, Inkster Public Schools was dissolved in 2013. And Rick Snyder decided when he dissolved Inkster Public Schools, he divided the city up in fours. And he sent our kids 4 different directions. As you all know, Wayne Westland was already getting Inkster kids. I am a graduate of Wayne Memorial High School myself, and I grew up in Inkster. But you got more kids when they split up the district into 4s. For whatever reason, they also took the buildings and the land, and they gave each district in the buildings that were in their district that they cut in 4. So Wayne Westland got 2 parcels, Romulus received 1, and Taylor received 2. I was the first elected mayor in 2015. That was one of the first things on my agenda was try to address the land that was taken from the city of Inkster and given to the public school districts. Wayne Westland did not pay any money for the schools, nor did they ask for them. They were given this, they didn't have a choice. And they also were given kids, which made up a quarter of our city. So we went to Romulus first, talked to the superintendent, talked to the board. They voted unanimously to give us back our land. There was Inkster High School, which is 26 acres. They gave it back to us at no cost because it didn't cost them anything, and they frankly didn't want to maintain it, and they had no plans to do anything with it in the city of Inkster. In addition to that, they thought it was wrong the way Inkster Public Schools and Inkster residents, just as importantly, got treated. It's one thing to dissolve the school district, it's another thing to take the land and give it to somebody else. The city of Inkster residents, bought that land, developed the land, maintained the land for decades. and they took it. We had one building they did not destroy. It was a rather new elementary school, which is open now. It's Berger's. It's given to Garden City Public Schools through RISA, and now it's Berger's School for special need kids. And we do have kids in our city that go to school there, as well as kids in this whole area. Wayne Westland has kids there, a lot of surrounding communities, Romulus, everybody. And of course, we support that school because our kids need somewhere to go to school. The old Berger Special Needs School in Garden City, the building was crumbling. So they took that building. Meanwhile, the residents of Inkster still paid the bond notes for years, from 2013 until they just wiped the debt clear in 2023. So for a decade, we continued to pay the mortgage on the building. They took the building, and we had to get permission to walk in it. So that is how we got here today. I've been trying to get in front of you for years. I did come and speak maybe 2018 to the board at that time and presented our case to them. They did not vote on anything. A vote was never taken. I started talking back in 2024 to get in front of you today. It's taken me 2 years to get in front of you to make this presentation and this request. I met with Interim Superintendent Curry a couple times. I met with Assistant Superintendent Toko at least two times, maybe more. And we met with the current superintendent as well as the Finance Committee. When I presented to the Finance Committee, I gave them, we talked about 2 different options. And I want to apologize now. Last week, my office sent you an option that we're not asking you to execute, which was you just deed us back our land. That was one option. The second option was a joint partnership agreement, and that's what I'm presenting to you today. I sent a revised presentation to you on Friday, and hopefully you had a chance to receive it and look at it. And I'm going to go through it now. It's only 8 slides, so I won't be up here very long. What we're proposing is a partnership proposal for former Inkster school parcels, which one is on Parkwood Street between Middlebelt and Henry Ruff. It's roughly 5 acres. And another one's on Henry Ruff between Parkwood and Spring Arbor, which is approximately 15 acres. That's where Blanchette Middle School used to be. And the first one used to be Parkwood Elementary. Again, I forgot to say, when the buildings were destroyed, Parkwood building was already tore down before Wayne Westland got the property. Blanchette was tore down after you were given the property, but the state of Michigan paid for all the demolition costs, which was very expensive because there was asbestos in the buildings, some other things. Okay. We're asking for joint ownership and shared decision-making. Guess I should get to the slide, huh? Where did I point? Okay, we got it now. We're asking for joint ownership and shared decision-making for the Parkwood and Blanchette parcels. The City of Inkster seeks a collaborative framework that respects Wayne Westland's stewardship while ensuring Inkster has a formal role in the future development of the land fully located within the city. Why this matters now? Wayne Westland is marketing the land for sale, so a cooperative framework should be established before future disposition decisions are made. The city is no longer asking for sole ownership. It's asking for joint ownership along with Wayne Westland, and for us to make the decisions together. I think we are in similar situations. The school district needs money to run the school district. The school district has our children. We already have one of your school buildings in our city, which is Hicks Elementary. The city needs revenue, and we would all benefit from a housing, either a multifamily housing development or a single-family housing development, where Wayne Westland would get the children and the tax revenue from the development, and Inkster would get tax revenue from the homes or the multifamily development. Inkster is willing to review documented maintenance costs and reimburse any amount reasonably spent above state-provided support. Meaning, if the Wayne Westland has spent money over the last 13 years, you should get your money back first. That's how we look at it. If we're going into a partnership and we're going to split the proceeds of the sale of the land or development, then maybe you should get half of your money back, whatever you spent. I've been asking for years for an itemized list, which include what grass cutting, insurance. You got to insure property if you own it. I've never received that, so I can't put a number to it. But what I'm saying to you is that we realize that you have to be made whole, and we're willing to do that. Joint ownership. Establish joint ownership or another mutually agreed upon structure so both the district and the city will have a formal stake in the parcels. Meaning, if you keep your name on the parcel and add our name, we can't do anything without your permission, and you can't do anything without our permission. Understand that since the land is in the city of Inkster, anybody you sold it to would have to come to the city of Inkster anyway to get permission to do whatever they wanted to do. So if someone wanted to build homes and you think the land is valued at $500,000, the land is probably worthless unless the City of Inkster Planning Commission and City Council wants to have homes built there and approve that. So that's why we're presenting this joint partnership agreement, because it makes the most sense for both of us. If we work together, we'll get the right development that benefits both parties. Any future sale, lease, redevelopment, or reuse of the land should move forward only through mutual decisions and shared decision-making, which is what I just said. Good faith cost review. Review documented maintenance expenses and determine whether any reimbursement is appropriate for costs that exceeded the state's support. As you may know, the state set aside $5 million to tear down the buildings, which was double the debt of Inkster Public Schools. So they could have just paid the debt off and we still have the school district. But it was a different governor and a different motive at that time. They wanted to destroy the buildings to make sure that the district could not come back. I already talked about the parcels at issue. There we go. So you guys can look at it. If you don't know where it is, you haven't been there. Both residential areas, so it makes sense for, I think, housing, unless there's some other development that makes sense for both the school district and the city of Inkster. Why is a partnership approach justified? All right. Both parcels are fully within the city of Inkster, and their future use will directly shape Inkster neighborhoods and residents. The Inkster tax base supported these properties for decades before the dissolution of Inkster Public Schools. The land was absorbed through legislative restructuring, not acquired through a traditional market transaction from Westland, meaning it's not like you bought the land, it was given to you. Other successor districts have already transferred parcels back or taken formal steps towards doing so, demonstrating the cooperative solutions are possible. A joint ownership model recognizes the district's current position while acknowledging the city's long-term stake in how the land is developed. For a city that has too often experienced disinvestment, keeping Inkster at the table on future developments is a matter of fairness and responsible governance. Why board action is needed now? Nearly 9 years of outreach trying to get in front of you for you to make a decision one way or the other. And I'm not sure, I don't see us on the agenda tonight, so I suspect there'll be no vote tonight. But if it's not a vote tonight, I would like for you to let us know so we can come back and, attend when you decide to vote. The city has raised this issue with board members, committees, and district leaderships over an extended period of time. I think I've been through 4 permanent superintendents. I can't tell you how many interim superintendents trying to get in front of you just to state this case. The request has remained unresolved through at least 4 different superintendents despite continued engagement. Although the issue has been discussed repeatedly, it has not been brought forward for a formal public vote of the board. Because disposition activity is underway, since you put it up for sale, we were obviously trying to get in here before it was sold or something happened to at least be addressed or address you and tell you what we would like to do. Like I said, our last meeting, I think, no, not our last meeting. We met last spring, close to the end of the school year. We were going to come back around. Obviously, the summer was coming up. We were going to get back with the administrators to try to get on the agenda, and then we saw the for sale sign go up. So we reached back out. This was several months later. We reached back out. We met again. Then we met with the finance committee, and now we are finally in front of you. Okay. A constructive path forward. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, we are on the agenda tonight. I guess there's a motion up to deny the partnership path forward, so I am mistaken. So please, a constructive path forward. We're asking to place the joint ownership proposal on a formal board agenda, which is on tonight, or it's at least on to be denied tonight. Authorize the city district discussions to define joint ownership and a shared governance structure. Review maintenance records and reconcile any documented costs that exceeded state support, and adopt joint development principles so future sale, lease, or reuse decisions require mutual agreement. I did not know there was a recommendation to deny. Obviously, that's within your purview, but I'm asking for you to do the right thing tonight. You already have our children. We already are working together with one building in our district, and I think us doing it together will benefit both parties. and not just create a windfall for Wayne Westland. I want to thank you.
Any comments?
I appreciate your time and listening. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
Mr. Cox.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hello, Mayor, and thank you for coming here tonight. It's
Mr.
nice to
Scott.
see you. Can you tell me, at what point did the city of Inkster own the property?
City of Inkster's never owned the, well, I'm not going to say that. City of Inkster Public Schools own the property.
Okay, so the city never owned the property?
No.
Okay, I thought you said that the city of Inkster had been supporting that property.
No, the residents, taxpayers.
Okay, the school district had.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, if that property, one of the things I see in your, let me get back to your presentation here, which I was looking at. Thank you for that, by the way. One of the things you say here is that you're seeking a collaborative framework that respects Wayne Westland stewardship while ensuring Inkster has a formal role in the future development of the land. Certainly you have a role in the future development of the land as the domicile city.
Sure.
And the seller of a property, once the sale has been consummated, no longer has any influence, nor should they expect to have any influence in how the property is used, right?
Well, no, the seller has influence before they sell the property. So if a developer comes to you and say, I want to do a 50-house, single-family house development, you can decide whether to sell them that land or not. So you have a direct say.
So you think that the board can decide that they're not gonna sell property based upon the use? I mean, you understand that there'd be a lawsuit like 10 minutes later on that.
Well, no, the board, you as the board can decide who you sell the property to. You want to maximize what the board is going to get. You want kids, so you can get, what is it, $12,000 a kid now? And you also want to get tax revenue. So you're not going to sell it to somebody who wants to create a zip lining company, because you're not going to get the revenue you'll get if you put 50 families on that property. And when they have their kids come to your school, as well as the tax revenue from the homes, which would be very expensive.
I understand what you're saying, Mayor, and I understand having a wish list like that. You'd want the property to be used in such a way that it's the best use of the property, producing the most. I understand that. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Question.
Go ahead.
Mayor Nolan, thank you for coming tonight. I have a quick statement,
Okay.
and then I'd like to ask you a question.
Sure.
The statement here is that this school district had nothing to do with what happened.
Correct.
We weren't trying to get your property.
Right.
The schools of Inkster's property. And we're pretty much sitting here minding our own business. And this comes to us.
Right.
Now, first of all, I think your numbers are off concerning how much it costs to tear down Blanchette and where all the money came from.
I didn't tell you any numbers, how much it costs to tear down Blanchard.
Okay, because this, I thought you said
$5 million.
$5 million.
The state set aside $5 million total. They tore down Inkster High School, they tore down Blanchette. I don't even know if they spent the whole $5 million, but that's what they set aside for the demolition.
Well, we had certainly had skin in the game for the tearing down of Blanchette.
What did you, are you saying you spent money?
Yes.
Okay, what did you spend on the tearing down?
I don't have that before me tonight, but here's my question.
Okay.
We have properties in the city of Wayne, Canton, Westland, and our property does not belong to the city. So I'm confused as to why the citizens of Inkster feel like that they're being treated differently than any other municipality.
Because the difference from what you're talking about, the properties that Wayne Westland Schools own, they own them. Wayne Westland Schools did not buy these two properties. The residents of the city of Inkster have financially supported these for decades, like I said in my presentation. They were taken from them gangster style. It's mine, I'm taking it and I'm giving it to somebody else. Now we're standing before you asking you to do the moral thing, the right thing, and give us our properties back. Not so you lose anything. You will still gain. We're trying to do it in partnership with you. So you got something for free, and you didn't put any money in. I'm telling you that now, because I have the receipts from the state. The state put up $5 million to destroy the properties because the superintendents at the time was like, look, we didn't ask for this. Just like what you said, why should we be on the hook financially? And the state came up with $5 million for Romulus and Wayne Westland and Taylor. There were three buildings were torn down from three different districts, and none of the districts spent a dime on tearing down the building. And I was mayor at the time when it happened, so I'm aware of it. So I know Wayne Westland didn't spend any money. In addition, I've asked for any expenses Wayne Westland has spent for the last 13 years. I have not received an email, a piece of paper, not one number. So if we're standing here today and you're telling me we owe you some money or you spent some money, I would love to see it. And like I said in my presentation, we're gonna make you whole. We don't expect you to take a loss, but we also don't expect you to, we hope that you would do the right thing. Other districts have done the right thing. They didn't ask for anything. They didn't ask for money back to cutting the grass. They didn't ask for nothing. So we're here 13 years later after I've been banging on the door for 9 years to get in front of you. Now, if you think that's okay and that's too bad for Inkster, and well, if that's your feeling, that's your feeling. I'm here presenting this as a proposal, asking you to do this. It's up to you whether you do it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Andrew?
Mr. Mayor, I want to thank you for coming and also coming to our committee meeting. I promised you, or our committee promised you, a chance to come before this board and to present your proposal. But I'm a little confused.
Okay.
You just presented a wonderful proposal up here, but yet on your own city Facebook page, it's quite a different story, and that is still posted. It was posted April 8th.
Okay.
Asking Wayne Westland Schools to give us our land back from the disillusionment of Inkster Public Schools. Nothing in there about a joint ownership. And here is the picture from the page.
Okay.
So I'm asking, which one is it?
Which one is it? You only have one proposal in front of you. So
But
that's
your-
the only proposal you have.
Your own city Facebook page with your name, Byron Nolan, and Councilman Mayor Pro Tem Stephen Chisholm is attached to it also.
Okay. Well, I did not create the flyer. The flyer was created and posted on the city's page to try to get people to come out. As you can tell by the crowd here, this is 13 years later. And
So-
this is a serious issue in our community.
I understand that, but I can tell you, with the Wayne Westland Community School District Facebook page, none of us on the board can post anything. It has to come through our communications department. Your city government Facebook page posted this.
Okay. They're trying to get people to come to the meeting.
I get it, but that is not the proposal you presented tonight, and you presented a different one to your residents on your Facebook page.
I haven't presented anything to my residents. The only proposal that's being presented is this one. I met with you at the Finance Committee meeting. I threw out two proposals. You looked at me and were very honest. I could tell from your body language that the first proposal was not going to be considered. I went back and said, you know what, let's eliminate that. Let's just do it together. And that's what I'm here asking you to do. The flyer was created just to get people to come to the meeting 13 years after they lost their school district and their property. So it's not a proposal. I haven't presented anything at City Council. We're going there to take over the building. We haven't said any of that stuff. No one's yelling and screaming, acting crazy here tonight. We're here asking you to consider our proposal. And it's only one proposal. There's not two different proposals.
All right.
Any other questions? Melody? Ms. Hines, I'm sorry.
Thank you for coming here tonight. I just had a couple of questions, because I like to think things out. So, along with the proposal, how long would the agreement last? And then a lot of times, when you have changes in administration, how will we know what will go further? You know what I'm saying? So how long would the partnership, like?
That's a great question. If you put our name on the deed, the partnership is forever as long as we own the property. So the goal would be to get the property developed. I don't think anybody wants the property to sit there and do anything because that does not help either one of us. So we would market it, continue to market, I guess you're already marketing it, continue to market the property to developers. We would exercise the contacts we have with our local developers and see who would be interested in building on the property, so both of us would benefit from it. And so the agreement would go on until we sold the property.
And then how much is the fair market value on that property?
I haven't put it on the market, so you probably have to ask your administrators that. I don't know if anybody's made an offer. I don't know. I'm kind of in the dark on that because I'm not in control of the realtor, the broker, and accepting any offers Wayne Westland may have received already.
And one more question, because I'm just curious. I just like to, talk things through, figure things out. And like, how would the split be? Because, with the teaming up together, how much would it be per side? Like, how would that work out?
Well, I mean, when I said partnership, in my brain, we're making up numbers. I'm just saying 50-50 because there's no way for me to quantify or to create a different. I haven't, like I said, I haven't received any expenses. If you told me you spent $400,000 on a property, then that would affect how we split it, and/or I want to give you credit for at least half of that if we're splitting it 50-50. But I don't know that to be true, so I have to wait until you give me some numbers before I could say, hey, this is fair or equitable for both of us. But I'm proposing 50-50 split if we sold the property.
And one more question, because I got a lot of questions, just read over. Now, how would the procurement work with that? Because I know a lot of times the municipalities and school districts, you have a procurement process. How would that work with that?
Well, I mean, when it comes to government stuff, we put it out, market it. If someone makes an offer, we bring it to the city council. And you would have to bring it to your school board. And then we would both have to vote to approve whatever the sale of the property. So that's how the procurement would work.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions?
I guess I'm the last one. So, Mr. Mayor, I would like to, say.
Vice President? Mr. President?
Oh, no, I go last. You go. I'm sorry, I didn't see you.
I don't have a question. I actually want to make a statement. Why did it take so long for us to get here? We should have had a meeting concerning these properties. With that being said, as a board member, I take my fiduciary responsibility very seriously. I remain committed to making the best financial decisions for this district. At the same time, we must ensure community voice as a part of the process. Our decisions should reflect the people that we serve. With that being said, I support at a minimum a sit down with the city of Inkster to do a partnership because we are one community. Wayne Westland is not just Wayne and Westland, but it's Inkster, it's Plymouth, it's Dearborn Heights, it's a whole community. So we should all sit down to make that decision. No one city, one side should make the decision. I believe at minimum, we should make the decision to come together and make that decision together. Amen. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Mr. Rashad, is you
Please.
making a motion for a vote?
We have to go through the process.
You got to go through the process?
Discussion.
Okay, because I know, okay. That's all you got?
Yes, just discussion.
And I would just like to say thank you. I am also on the finance committee, and for you to take that stand and realize not all, let's have a partnership. I commend you for that, because me being an Inkster resident and on the board, knowing the frustrations and how it go, to pay money out your pocket and don't for somebody else to have the property, for somebody else to have the building. So I know how it is, but I commend you for making that adjustment for 50-50 as opposed to give me all. So thank you.
Being an elected official, I understand your duty to the Wayne Westland kids in the school board. That's why I said, hey, let's do it together, not just gimme, gimme, gimme. You owe your kids a responsibility to do what you can to maximize the revenue from that property also. But I think we can both do that together because we're both going to benefit from the same type of development. And we can't do it apart. I can't make you sell to the person I want you to sell it to, and you can't make us approve whatever they want to build. So it just makes sense for us to do it together. And I hope you make that decision.
Okay,
Thank you all for your time tonight.
thank you. At this time, we come to citizens' comments to agenda items. Is there any comments? We don't have
Oh,
none?
I'm sorry, hold on, I'm sorry.
Dr. Page, if you and your staff would like to be excused, we recognize you have an early day tomorrow.
Yes, thank you so much for coming.
I do have a pastor development overman for agenda item.
You can go right up there.
Good evening, everyone. I am Pastor Jean Oberman. I am also the first vice president of the NAACP Western Wayne County, and I think the mayor was very elegant in what he said. I just wanted to make sure that we were here to voice our support and the partnership and the efforts that the city of Inkster are making. We cover 24 municipalities. 720,000 residents are under the Western Wayne County NAACP. I am here to make sure that our voice is heard. I do appreciate what he said and look forward to the support.
And then it looks like, there's one, Miss Gwen for, the Hicks Smart Boards. I'm sorry.
Hello. I have two things. Well, three things. I am also a resident of the city of Inkster and have been for over 30 years. So I'm kind of at odds with this because I don't think all of the voices of the city of Inkster have been recognized. So I'm just going to say that. Also, I am not enjoying the new board book information. This is less information than we've ever had. We talk about transparency and we talk about making sure everybody knows everything. This is less information. Because if I had more information, my next question wouldn't have been I won't be asking it. But on here, I see something about smart boards being bought or purchased for Hicks, I think it was.
Yes.
I was on the committee for when we bought the new smart boards a couple of years ago, the new technology thing. So my wonderment is, did Hicks not get their smart boards? Is Hicks using their Title I money for these new smart boards? So that's just kind of like my question, and if I had the more information, I'd been able to read the finance report and I wouldn't have to ask that question. So, so I think that's everything.
We'll make sure that you get those answers.
Thank you. That's my comment.
Next on the agenda is, do we have any more comments, Ms. Hines?
That looks, that is all for that particular segment.
We might just ask if there's anybody in the overflow room who would like to come and make a comment, and give them a minute.
Okay.
For agenda items only.
If there is anyone in the overflow room that has comments for agenda items only, please come to the main room.
Can those in this room turn their form in after they speak? Because some of us are trying to understand the process. I'm sorry I'm disrupting the process by asking my process question.
We have done that in the past, it's up to you.
Yes, we have done that in the past.
Okay, thank you. There are some friends here that would like to speak.
Okay.
And it looks like we have another agenda item. I don't want to mispronounce your name. Is it Dania Dane? Dane. Thank you.
Hi, I am Dr. Dana Dane, a member of the Parent Advisory Committee to the board and a mother of multiple children in this district, including a special needs child. I will be a Wayne Westland parent for the next 16 years. As someone whose family is from Inkster, I wrestle with the hesitation to even talk about returning property to them. At minimum, there has to be talk of a partnership with Inkster. This handling appears to fit a pattern of disregard, failing to engage the community, and sidestepping meaningful collaboration. Another example is the superintendent situation in this district, which has been chaotic for years. We were told parents, staff, and community members would have a voice in this superintendent selection. Many of us attended meet and greets, meetings, interviews. We filled out surveys, got emails, took calls, told our voice was crucial. We sacrificed being present during dinner time, bath time, and bedtime multiple times to ensure we were involved in this process.
Excuse me,
All for
can
the-
I stop you for a minute? The superintendent search is not on the agenda. We are addressing agenda items only at this time.
Well, I thought the
Please
Inkster
come,
part
you can come
was
back and,
asked for.
make that comment at the end when we take public comments.
It's better for two separate comments?
Well, we are discussing agenda items only, and the agenda item right now is the things that's on the agenda, and it's not superintendent on the agenda.
It was part of me talking about Inkster first.
Okay, it's not the time for that.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, we have let's see. Is this an agenda item, OC? Okay, all right, so we have a OC Lee Carswell.
No, that's not me. I wanted to ask a question in regards.
Yeah, we'll call, you have to fill out a form, ma'am. Yes. Okay, OC.
How you doing? I'm O.C. Carswell, and I'll be running for mayor after Mr. Nolan leave office. Okay. I want to go over some things with the school that you said about the partnership. You know, I live in Inkster and Gertrude and Middlebelt. Every day I see Garden City public schools in Inkster, Westland, cops in Inkster. It almost looked like Inkster need help from Westland, Garden City, Dearborn Heights. It's like they policing us. I heard Mr. Nolan say, I think we get like 13,000 a kid. I don't know if that's virtual, but I think Inkster can do a virtual schooling. And I think we got like, back in 13, it's like 950 students at $10,000 or I think it's like, yeah, $10,000 at per student. Well, that's a lot of money. It's like $10 million, you know, and that's with virtual too. That money can sustain Inkster in the public schools. I think Inkster needs their own school district, their own school board. We used to have that, and we still can to this day. That's it.
Thank you. And we have a Miss Shirley Hankerson.
Good evening, board and family members, as well as the citizens of Inkster and Westland. I'm just here because we need our land back, all right? And trust and believe, I have nieces, nephews, my own children graduated from Wayne Westland School District, all right? Excellent job, but we still need our school district back for unity in our city, okay? We don't need to have our kids going to different districts like this, because what it does, it divides them, all right? They can be neighbors, they're both going to different schools, so they have different ideas, and that's not fair. It's just not. You wouldn't want it for your children here in your city, so why should we be subject to that? All right, it's bad enough that half of them had to go to Wayne Westland as it was because of the borderline, all right? And not that they didn't get a good education, they did, but they still need connections to the members and people in our city, okay? And that's about it.
Thank you. I have a Miss Jennifer Nolan.
Good evening. I can tell that there's people on the board that are really upset when you're hearing this, and so I don't understand. I do understand that the land was taken from Inkster District when it was dissolved. What I don't understand is your rationale. So if you could please explain your rationale for why you should be able to keep the land if it wasn't purchased by you.
We can't answer you, but we will send you an answer to that question.
Okay, so all right, thank you.
Okay, I have Miss Regina, is it Lewis R?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you to our Mayor Nolan of Inkster and board members of Wayne Westland Schools, where my children went to. I wanted that the question that's on that sheet is just about RISA. Do you members know RISA, about how RISA got involved in taking our schools?
I'm sorry, we don't have an answer for that to give you.
They overall the schools in Wayne County. Yeah, but what part did they have in determining how to liquidate Inkster High School?
We can only hear your comment for the agenda item. We can't answer your question.
Oh, that's true that. Well, how long will it take you to make a decision from our mayor about solving our situation on determining the 50-50 partnership?
Like I said, we don't have an answer for that question at this time.
Okay, thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great evening.
You too.
Thank you. Can we please have a Miss Sandra Wadley?
Good evening, board. I have a question. None of you had heard Mayor Nolan's proposal before tonight, correct? Oh, you did, okay. I'm saying he said this was the first time he presented it. But your agenda says you're recommending denial. So before you even heard it, you were prepared to deny it. And there was no justification for that if you hadn't heard the proposal first, unless you were intent on not being cooperative from the beginning. So my question is, how do we continue to send our children to your school district and you don't even have enough courtesy or decorum to listen to us before you make a decision about us? And since everybody's sitting there looking like dime store Indians, I guess that's the end of my thing, because I expect a response. Just like he expected a response, that's what Inkster's here for, a response.
Thank you.
And thank you so much. Can we please have quiet in the audience so we can get through the
Could you
question?
call the meeting to order, please?
I just did. Thank you.
Can I please have a Dr., is it Katrina, I'm sorry, Katrina Childs?
Good evening, everyone. Yes, this is Dr. Katrina Childs. I want to thank you all first because I understand how contentious this topic is. My dissertation was on the dissolution of Inkster Public Schools District. So I want to begin by saying that I am an expert on this area, but I want to specifically call out, and please forgive me if I pronounce your last name, Trustee Rashan. His suggestion to sit down with the city of Inkster and the board of Wayne Westland Community Schools to have a conversation. Because honestly, this is a highly emotional topic, as you can see. And there is nothing, in my opinion, that can be settled tonight without an honest conversation, hearing the sides of everyone involved, and the key members that will be making decisions about the land of Inkster Public Schools, as well as the future of the students of Wayne Westland Community School District. I completely understand how frustrating it may be sitting in your seats, trying to do the right thing for your district, but also trying to understand what we're throwing right now. We have not had a school district for 13 years. We have seen our families being pushed to different districts. And what Mayor Nolan proposed tonight was to honestly put those hard feelings that we have experienced for over a decade aside to have partnership. We are not seizing anything from you all because we're not in a position to. What we are asking is partnership. We are asking for someone to sit with us and have a conversation, because for 10 years, that's what sounds like he's been trying to do. For 13 years, we've been trying to be heard, which is why every time we have these forums, it becomes this. Because we don't have information on how the district was dissolved, because we don't have information on what happens next, because honestly, from what I learned during my studies, the state didn't even know. They were doing it all as they were writing this law. So what I'm asking as the school board of Wayne Westland Community Schools is that you please heed the advice of Trustee Rashawn and please have a sit-down conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Katrina.
Do we have any other comments from the audience or from the overflow room before we close the session?
Is that it? That's all the comments that we have, so we will move on. The next thing on the agenda is the consent agenda. The consent agenda. Ms. Hines, can we have roll call, please?
Motion.
Motion to approve.
Thank you.
Support.
Ms. Hines, roll call, please.
Mr. Roshan?
This is the motion for.
No,
consent
this is the
Yeah.
consent agenda.
Yes.
Mr. Ambros?
Yes.
Ms. Hines, yes. Dr. Weaver?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Ms. Abby Mitchell?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
So we're on the facility reports now.
The minutes, right?
No, we're on the, turn the page.
Item 7.
Item 7.
Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Item 6, I should say.
No Board of Education Committee reports?
Yep.
That's it. We on Board of Education Committee reports. So we'll start with Mr. Rashad for Student Achievement
I
Committee.
can't hear you, Luana.
I'm sorry.
You can control the room here.
We are now on item number 6, Board of Education Committee reports. We will start with Mr. Rashad for Student Achievement Committee report.
Thank you. We had a Student Achievement Committee on April 8th. It began early due to limited attendance. The primary focus was on developing the Student Advisory Committee. Key updates includes plans to launch the student application from April 22nd to May 6th, expand outreach through schools and emails, and include students' input meeting start date. The committee also agreed to hold monthly meetings starting with the first Wednesday at 2:30 p.m. with 6 student members selected initially. I emphasized a student-led structure with staff and board members serving as support. All applicants will be invited to the first meeting to review the selection process. Minor community questions were addressed, and no additional comments were made by the district leadership. The meeting concluded at 4:22 p.m.
Thank you so very much for your report. Next, we have reporting the Finance Facility Committee report by Mr. Andrews.
The Finance and Facility Committee meeting was called to order on March 26, 2026 at 5:30 p.m. with the following in attendance: Mr. Ambrose, Ms. Abney Mitchell, Dr. Cost, Ms. Broll, Mr. Beebe, Ms. Claire, Ms. Markey, and Ms. Grace. Mr. Cox was excused. The first item of business presented before the committee for the board's consideration tonight was the purchase of Lego kits. These kits, these Lego kits will focus on STEM, coding, and incorporating AI. The total cost for these kits would be $42,239.95 and would be charged to the Title IV grant funds. Ms. Broll also extended an invitation to all board members to visit our elementary school media centers to watch our students learn how to code. The second item of business being brought before us tonight for approval was a quote from VSC to install at the Wayne Memorial High School Annex with audio enhancement and safety systems. For the board's information, the annex was not included in the previous bond, and what will be proposed is this system is has a microphone and speakers that allows the teacher to project to the class so that all the students can hear. There is some buttons on it that'll also alert the office at the building if there are any incidents within the classroom. The annex was not a part of the bond proposal, and it would cost us $35,206 coming from the sinking fund. The third item of business for approval is the purchase of 5 new smart boards for Hicks Elementary at a cost of $32,596.30 to be charged to the Title I grant fund. We had a brief discussion regarding this purchase and the life expectancy of the smart boards. The life expectation is 5 to 7 years, with many being replaced in the district over the course of the next few years using the current bond proposal. The committee then had follow-up discussions regarding the Inkster properties. There have been questions on how much the district has spent on these properties since Wayne Risa transferred the ownership of the properties following the disillusionment of Inkster Public Schools. The district has spent on maintenance, upkeep, and insurance since assuming ownership of around $35,000. Risa refunded the district demolition costs of the Blanchette Middle School. The committee also discussed board training, conference, and travel expenses. It was brought up in previous board meetings that our board training budget has grown over the past couple of years. Some of this is due to new board members needing training. Some is due to members traveling to conferences. And we are looking at developing a budget item for next budget where each member of the board will have a set amount to use for training per fiscal year. This will not include any board central office training where we would meet in a workshop setting, like we did for superintendent evaluation training or we then reviewed an opinion letter from our attorneys at Miller Johnson regarding the proposal for the Inkster properties. Mr. Toko will speak on this a little bit later, but our attorneys are recommending not following through on the proposal with the city of Inkster. Ms. Claire then reviewed the resolution on the sinking fund that will need the board's approval. Originally, this proposal was going to be brought before the voters last year, but with the bond being on the ballot, it was decided to place on this year's August ballot. The ballot proposal is a language change so the district can purchase buses using the sinking fund and not use the general fund for said purchases. The ballot proposal will not increase taxes and it will not extend the time of the sinking fund. We are only asking for a change in the language to facilitate purchasing buses. With this being said, the bus purchases can only be used with funds following the voter approval of the language change. Any funds in the sinking fund before approval cannot be used. We then reviewed the state aid report where there was only one new item was on there, and that was section 41 bilingual funding, which was expected. It talked about the budget discussions in Lansing, where there is a possible increase in the student foundation allowance. We reviewed the check register, but not the investment report. That was because the meeting was held in March before we went on break, and the investment report was not available for the month of March. But both the March and April investment reports will be reviewed during May's committee meeting. We then heard from Ms. Grace, who asked about which grants the districts received. Dr. Koss, Ms. Abney Mitchell, and myself made brief comments, and the meeting was adjourned at 6:42.
Thank you. Now we have Policy and Procedure Committee report. Dr. Weaver.
Yes, thank you. I will defer to Dr. O'Feely.
I'll present that.
Okay. So now we are down to number 7, review and approval of business, service, and finance. So number 1, recommendation to approve purchase of Legos. We have Dr. Jefferson.
Thank you so much. As Mr. Ambrose presented or already spoke about, Ms. Kate Roll was at Finance, and as the Executive Director of Elementary Curriculum presented at the April Finance Committee meeting, we are requesting board approval to purchase Lego Computer Science and AI bundles for all elementary media classes to support STEM learning for all of our kindergarten through 5th grade students. This purchase will be charged to our Title IV grant, and I recommend that the Board of Education approve the purchase of the Lego kits at a cost not to exceed $48,239.95, and a sole source letter has been provided at that time. Thank you for your consideration.
Move approval.
Second, Hines.
Roll call vote.
Discussion.
Discussion. No.
Just had a question. How long will these kits last? Because, with Legos and kids and things of that nature, I want to make sure we're being, good with our spending.
I would have to ask Kate, and I can get that answer for you, but typically Legos are actually extremely durable. If you've ever, it is a very durable product, so I have a lot of confidence in that, but for the exact answer, I could get back to the board on that from, I don't know if Kate talked, if that was asked at Finance.
She couldn't give us a long-term answer. She did say at times that we would probably have to replace just from use.
Just parts of it.
Yeah.
I could look more into it if you'd like.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just wondered did these Legos hurt if you step on them?
Yes, very bad.
That's the ones I'm thinking of.
Me too.
Any other discussion? Roll call vote, Ms. Hines.
Mr. Rashawn,
Yes.
Dr. Weaver,
Yes.
Mr. Ambrose,
Yes.
Ms. Hines, yes, Mr. Cox,
Yes.
and President Abney Mitchell.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Next on the agenda, we have
Audio enhancement
system.
It's so small.
At
y'all-
Wayne Memorial High School.
Yes, Dr. O'Philly.
Thank you. As presented by Daryl Beebe, Executive Director of Technology and Innovation at the March 26, 2026 Finance Committee meeting, the district is requesting board approval to use VSC REMC Safe Consortium vendor to outfit the Wayne Memorial High School Annex classrooms. This will equip staff with the same audio enhancement materials used in buildings across the district and ensure direct connection to the Wayne Memorial Building in the event of an emergency. I recommend that the Board of Education approve the purchase and installation of the system not to exceed $35,206 funded by the sinking fund. Thank you for your consideration.
Move approval.
Support, Member Hines.
Questions? I do have a question, Mr. Ofidi. Mr. Beatty, can you please stand up and tell us about this item?
Sure. Just happy to have one right here.
You do, let me see it. Okay.
So good evening to the board, and thank you all so much for this opportunity. So, this is just one of the devices that we're talking about. This system will also, basically outfit the building in regards to drills and with fire, tornado, lockdown, active shooter, and those kind of things as well. And as we talked about, the system will also connect them to Wayne Memorial, because right now, if something happened at Wayne Memorial, they wouldn't hear what was going on. So I think it's very important from that standpoint. But this is a basic audio enhancement microphone. In most of our buildings, we have this device, and it allows our teachers to speak, and then the system will basically send their voices throughout the room. It also has a feature for safety as well. So if there's an incident that's occurring in a certain room or any location in the building, the teacher can hit both sides of this device, and then it will signal to the main office where that incident is taking place. So it's a very powerful system, and I think it would be extremely beneficial if it passes on tonight.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Any questions, Dr. Uber?
Yes, I have a question. Aren't all, if most of our teachers equipped with microphones already?
Yes, but this building does not have it over at the EIS building. For whatever reason, it didn't get covered during the bond.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Roll call vote.
Ms. Hines, yes. Mr. Ambrose?
Yes.
Mr. Roshan?
Yes.
Dr. Weaver?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
President Abby Mitchell?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Recommendation to approve smart boards, Dr. Ofidi.
As presented by Daryl Beebe, Executive Director of Technology and Innovation at the March 26, 2026 Finance Committee meeting. The district is requesting board approval to purchase 5 smart boards and accessories. The purchase will enhance digital learning tools at Hicks Elementary School and ensure students have the resources needed to succeed in a technology-driven learning environment. I recommend that the Board of Education approve the purchase at a total cost of $32,596.30, funded by Title I funds with no impact to the general fund. Thank you for your consideration.
Move approval.
Support.
Comments? Roll call vote. Ms. Hines?
Dr. Weaver?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Mr. Ambrose?
Yes.
Mr. Roshan?
Yes.
Ms. Hines? Yes. President Abby Mitchell?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Our next thing on the agenda is recommend to approve seeking fund replacement resolution. Ms. Clara?
Good evening, Board. I'm asking you to approve a resolution to allow Wayne Westland Schools to go to the taxpayers on August 4th to reapprove our sinking fund. The ability to purchase buses applies to sinking funds authorized after the new law, Senate Bill 63, took effect in August of 2023, making our 2022 authorization invalid for buses. But a renewed current proposal would allow this. This will not increase the taxes. It will not extend the sinking fund. It only updates the date so that it is after Senate Bill 63 was approved and the sinking fund can be used for buses.
Can we get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Can we get support?
A motion and support.
Oh, okay.
Discussion?
I just had a quick question. So I know like on average the buses are like over 100,000 apiece, and purchasing new buses, with the high, the situation going on with the war in Iran and the high gas and diesel prices, and then I heard that electric might go high as well. What would be the best balance with that? Are we thinking about getting any electric buses, or what's the plan?
Most districts that have gotten electric buses have had problems with them. And so we are sticking with the diesel. And that's what we're probably going to replace. We are going to replace them with. The purchase will probably be in about another year in August, because we have to get the taxes from after we turn this into the ability to get funds for the buses. I can't use the money that we already gotten. So it will take about a year to get enough. It'll probably be about $2 million to replace.
Thank you.
Now any other roll call vote?
Ms. Hines, yes. Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Mr. Ambrose?
Yes.
Dr. Weaver?
Yes.
Mr. Rashawn?
Yes.
And did I do Mr. Ambrose?
Yes.
Okay. And President Abney Mitchell?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Review number, we are now on number 9, item 9. Review and approve administration services and operation. Recommendation. Huh? That's where we at, ain't we?
Item 8.
Am I skipping one?
Yeah.
Review and approve administration services and operations. Right?
Correct.
Item A, recommendation to deny joint ownership of Inkster properties. Toko.
Good evening, Board. As presented at the April Finance and Facility Committee meeting, as well as the recommendation and opinion letter from our legal team, which you board members all have, I am requesting the Board of Education to deny the joint ownership or the change of ownership of the properties located in the city of Inkster. Thank you for your consideration.
Recommend we approve denial. If I get a second, I'd like to speak to it.
Second.
You know, the question that was asked of the Board of Education tonight is not unlike questions that have been asked of us by other communities. Most recently, the city of Wayne came to the school district because there was a piece of property that our school district owned that was adjacent to a piece of Wayne property that if they were combined, Wayne could then proceed forward and develop that property, which they successfully have done. And in return for that, recognizing that as stewards of the school district, we have a responsibility for every apple and every pencil on every desk. We just simply don't have the ability to give the money away because I'm talking now.
Excuse me.
We do not possess the authority to give school district property away like that. Even the attorney recommendation told us that we don't. This is the kind of a decision, frankly, that leads to school districts failing. People come into the boardroom and they present a very solid, certainly your community has been hurt by the fact that the school district failed. And as was mentioned earlier, it's not the fault of any of the school districts that have absorbed the responsibilities of the Inkster School District. And the reason that the property was given to these different districts was because they recognized that this was a surprise to each of the districts involved. We did not know, none of them knew, that they were going to have this influx, that this tearing asunder would occur. It created a tremendous amount of expense. And the numbers that have been floated here tonight as to what foundation allowances per child is, every single one of them has been wrong, way higher than it actually is. But that's not even the point. The point is, as the mayor said, we are stewards of the property and resources of the Wayne Westland
Absolutely.
Community School District. these properties, all of it, belongs to the kids that go to school here. They don't belong to us so that we can arbitrarily share them. Now, as one of the board members said tonight, he's interested in there being a partnership. I am too. I would love to see a partnership. But honestly, I don't think that's what's being asked. I think what's being asked is half the money. That's it. Because when you sell a piece of property, you no longer own the property. You don't have any authority to do anything. But because the property is domiciled within the city of Inkster, the citizens of Inkster, through their representatives, will always have a say in how that property is developed. And as the owner of a piece of property, the last thing that I would want to do is to encumber it further by adding more interested parties to it, thereby making it impossible for us to sell it. Because as we've seen in this district, and several people have come up, we've had our own challenges over the years. We've had our challenges with superintendents not staying, with superintendents not being favored. We've had financial problems. All of these things we have to deal with here. We don't go to the city of Wayne or Westland or asking for help. This is our responsibility to handle it. And we have to maintain the resources to do that. The children that live in the city of Inkster, they depend on us having a solvent school district so that we can provide them what they need, as you saw tonight when we bought things for Hicks. Frankly, it just isn't our money to give away. No.
Any other
Thank you.
comments? Any other comments? Before we make our vote on this, I know it's a motion on the table, but I have a comment. Because on October 23rd, 2023, I sat right here on this same area, same pulpit, with some of these same board members, and we gave land away. It may not be the same size, to Wayne Westland for their dog park. So it's no way that we cannot consider this. At that board meeting, we voted to give them the land. It wasn't this much. It wasn't related to no school district, but it was a partnership with the city of Wayne Westland and the dog park.
I'm sorry to disagree with you.
So at the beginning of this process, I asked everybody, the board members, everybody that I talked to, let's just be fair. Let's research. Have we ever did this before? What it looked like? That's all I was asking, is to be fair.
Comment.
Yes.
The dog park was a 5-foot strip.
It don't matter. It was land. It was land.
Okay.
Should be able to finish his
You
comment.
don't have to pound the table and act like that.
It's okay.
If that would have been the whole piece of property, it never would have happened.
We don't know that. Land is land. Whether it's 12 feet or 100 feet.
Just a point, Madam Chairman.
But there's a motion on the table.
Just
We have a motion on the table.
Just a point of clarification on the issue with the dog park. The dog park was constructed, and then it was discovered that it was partially on our property. And rather
Yes.
than have a legal battle with the city of
Okay.
Westland, we decided to deed it. But that honestly doesn't
talking land,
equate to
land.
this. And with respect to, with respect to your comment about consideration, this is the consideration
Okay.
that we're talking about it right now.
So we have a vote on the table. Comment?
So, when this was first brought up in finance, was brought to my attention, I was on vacation visiting my son. I had a long discussion with President May, and she explained a lot of the history about how Mayor Nolan has been trying to get before the board and make this presentation. Now, I feel for the people of Inkster. They lost something they really valued in their community. You lost your school district. And we know a community's identity is based around their schools.
Yes.
They've had, and I don't know how a community survives without that identity, and somehow you have made it work. But that being said, we as a school district are not in a financial position even to be able to give the property away. When we started this year, we started with a fund balance of over 23%. We are projected right now at 16.3. Our board policy tells us we have to maintain a 15%. And with the February count, Ms. Claire hasn't put the numbers officially yet together, but I am expecting us to be close to the 15, if not maybe a little below that. So there is, in good conscience, I can't, and then with the legal opinion, if we were to give this away, we have citizens in.
Can we have order, please?
If we were to give this away or do a partnership without us receiving fair market value, it opens this district up to a lawsuit from other members within our community. And so we have to keep that in consideration also. I'm all in favor of working with Mayor Nolan to come to an equitable solution to this and in terms of developing, but I right now cannot vote in favor of the proposal as it has been given tonight.
Mr. Rashid.
The proposal at hand is that we move in a partnership. There was no proposal presented that we give the property away.
No, but there was a proposal for joint ownership.
So I believe that we need to have a partnership with the city of Inkster and that we should come together and figure this thing out instead of just denying anything. They've been waiting too long to come before the board. Over 9 years, that's too long. So I believe that we should go into a partnership with the city of Inkster. We can sit down and figure this partnership out, the details of it.
Yes, Dr. Weaver.
I'll sue us. I'll sue the board.
I would just say to all the board members tonight that you are sitting here to do what is best for our district.
That's right.
So I would ask you all to remember that when you vote tonight. Thank you.
Mr. Cox, you had a comment? Well, the motion is on the, we have a motion on the table, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made a motion, it was supported, to follow the recommendation of the administration and deny the proposal.
Roll call vote.
And we should call, it's not partnership. It's, you want half the money. That's what it is. There's no partnership, they just want half the money.
Well, right now, we on the recommendations of what Mr. Toko just read, and then we'll move on from there.
Right.
So can we get a roll call vote, please? Ms. Hines?
All right, we have Mr. Ambrose,
On the proposal to deny joint ownership, yes, to deny.
I'm
Mr.
sorry,
Roshan?
I'm not sure I understood that. You meant no or yes?
On the recommendation to deny joint ownership as written in the agenda.
Yeah.
So if you say yes, you're denying
Yeah.
joint
Yeah.
ownership, just so it's understood.
Who's next?
I have Mr. Roshan,
No.
Mr. Cox,
Yes.
let's see, Dr. Weaver,
Yes.
2, 3, 4. And then I would have to actually recluse myself. My attorney told me when I had the lawsuit with the city of Inkster during the same time.
No.
Yeah, my attorney told me that.
No.
He did tell me.
No.
You don't know all the information.
This is a cop-out. You have every right to vote. So you need to vote and not cop out.
Well, I have to say one thing, because at the time, when I had the lawsuit with the city of Inkster, and that email came out, my attorneys, and it was with the FBI, they said I cannot be with that because it was a conflict of interest. I'm just telling you, legally. So I'm not gonna get myself caught up, and I was advised by my attorneys, I have an attorney when I had that lawsuit.
So keep going, finish your.
Okay, Miss Abby Mitchell?
I would have to make a motion for us to table this. If Ms. Hines cannot vote, and I live in the city of Inkster, I know doggone well I can't vote. So with that, we don't have a quorum.
Luana, there's a motion on the table that you have to vote for.
You have to vote on the motion.
I have to vote on the motion.
Yes.
I mean, the point is, I vote for us not to. No, my answer is no.
Amen. Speak your mind.
Table it.
So the motion.
For us not to what?
My vote.
This is how you lose the school district, folks. This is just how you do it right
Okay. The motion passes as it's read, 3-2. The motion passes.
No, the motion doesn't pass.
The motion does not
Did you
pass
vote?
because you did not vote.
I'm just saying.
2 no, 1 absent, 1 abstain. Can't hear.
Yeah, you need 4 to pass, even if she refuses it. 6 people up there, you need 4 votes to pass.
Correct.
Attorneys in the house.
Robert rules of order.
Why don't we take this up with legal?
This don't make no sense.
So we should move to the next agenda item.
What the hell's going on?
So the question is a 3-2, 1 abstention.
The motion fails.
Motion.
For lack of
fails.
support. And we go on to the next agenda.
That's right.
I would like to make a motion. I would like to make a motion that we enter a partnership with Inkster School District, that our attorneys and their attorneys sit down at the table to come together to make a partnership. I want to make that motion right now.
Do we have any support? I support.
You support it?
Yes.
Discussion?
I am very disappointed. Excuse me, this is my time. So please, I am very disappointed. First of all, that our president decided not to show up tonight for whatever reason. And I'm very disappointed, Ms. Hines, in you for duck and cover. And I think that you should have voted yes or no. Now, so where are we even at? There's been so much confusion.
We have a motion on the table by Mr. Rashad. I seconded it. So we waiting on the roll call vote.
All right, I
Any
would
conversation?
ask that we not enter into that partnership at this time. We have no reason to. The property is ours. And are you going to conduct the meeting
I am
or not?
conducting the meeting. I'm listening to you talk.
Well, I'm listening to all of them.
I don't hear them. I don't hear them.
Yeah, okay.
I don't hear that.
Whoever called me a son of a bitch, I can meet you after the meeting if you want that. Now, look.
Are you finished with discussion?
No.
Okay,
I am
continue,
not.
please. Can we please get some order so he can have his
This
discussion?
board has a fiduciary responsibility to keep our properties. We take care of them, we work with them, and I am not in favor of this motion at all. As a matter of fact, I don't even know whether your board members of Wayne Westland Community Schools or your board members of the council of the city of Inkster.
Any other comments?
I just had a comment.
Okay, go ahead, Mel.
Okay.
Please, can we get through this meeting?
So I'm going to explain what happened, okay? I don't want to talk about it, but I had a lawsuit against the city of Inkster, a whistleblower lawsuit. At that time in April, I did receive an email during my settlement.
Okay, Melody, this is not,
talking about,
wait,
this
no.
is part of it.
No,
I
this
have
is not, no. This is not the Melody Hour. We are not doing
telling you why I have to recuse myself, okay?
Okay, you accuse yourself, thank you.
And I need to explain
No,
because I need to explain
No, you don't.
why. Because the FBI was involved in
Miss
this investigation.
Miss Hines, no.
The FBI is involved.
Miss Hines, please.
That's all I gotta say.
If there is no other comments, we are moving on with the roll call vote,
That
please,
was
Miss
part of
Hines.
the comment.
Miss Hines, please, roll call vote.
So what are we voting on?
Mr. Richard, would you please put your motion back up there?
To have a discussion.
And I second that emotion, but now I would like to make another, I would like to meet you on your motion and also add to it. I would just like to enter into a partnership. Roll call, Melody, please, Hines.
Okay, so could we repeat the motion one more time? So we were clear.
For our attorneys.
For our attorneys and the city of Wayne, and the city of Inkster attorneys and all parties involved to have a sit down to discuss how we can move forward in a joint partnership for the properties.
Okay, and who seconded?
Wait a minute, we have a discussion. I seconded.
I would just say, if you want to amend your motion to include that the city of Inkster will pay all attorney costs for our attorneys to sit down and talk about. Okay?
How can you amend his, I just asked, wait a minute.
My statement is, I will support if Shannon amends his motion to include, if the city of Inkster feels that they would benefit from a conversation with our legal representative to see if they can put together something that would, well, we can't give away our property, but we're also talking about our neighbors. So if there's any way that we can oblige our neighbors, be a good neighbor, I'd like to do that without giving away our property. But we've already asked and received a 3-page attorney opinion, which is like 2 major car payments right there.
Right.
I'm not interested in spending any more money on something that might possibly could happen. But that doesn't mean that I want to stop talking. I mean, after all, we're all going to be still here after this is over.
Right.
So if you want to amend the motion to say, well, you can have a conversation if the city of Inkster pays the attorneys. That's reasonable, I think.
But I was just asking him to amend his emotion, and they told me that no, we had to go to a vote.
No, he can amend the motion if he wants.
I was gonna say if he amend his emotion and let Inkster and Wayne Westland have full partnership. I can support that. Partnership between the Wayne Westland and this property and Inkster, with no lawyers attached, because we already have lawyers attached in. It's time to put this to rest. People done died and people done got gray hair, people done died, people done live with anxiety. It just for your school district to be gone. And you still paying for it. And you still paying for it.
Mr. Roshan, what would you like your motion to be?
For it to stand out what I said. I said what
Okay.
I said.
I support it.
What are we doing? Let's keep it moving. Roll call.
Okay, we got Mr. Roshan,
Yes.
Miss Abney Mitchell,
Yes.
Mr. Ambrose,
No.
Mr. Weaver, Dr.
No.
Weaver, Mr. Cox,
No.
and
you.
Okay, I gotta think. A partnership is different from. I think we should talk about it.
We have 3-3 votes. Why don't you say that?
Yes, I say we should talk and sit down and talk about it.
Madam Chair, I am making a motion now to table this discussion until next month. We already voted. It's 3-3.
The motion failed.
Right.
Correct.
So is there a second to Dr. Weaver's motion?
Dr. Weaver, are you asking to table this till next month?
Till next month.
Okay, go on, and we move on to the agenda.
Okay,
Because
do
there
we
was no
table
second.
it?
No?
There's no second.
No, there's no second to do that.
I second that because I don't want this to be swept under the rug. We need to have this conversation. So we'll be back, everyone be back next month so we can iron this out.
Any discussion? Because my discussion is, I would like to say, why wait till next month? Let's do it this month and have a special board meeting in 2 weeks from tonight.
Motion's already on the table, seconded. We have to vote.
We have to vote? Y'all want to vote?
It doesn't matter if we want to. We're supposed to vote at this point.
Ms. Hines, roll call vote.
Wait,
Can you?
I'm so confused. What are we voting on now?
Your motion to table.
Your motion to table
My
it.
motion to table. Thank
Yes,
you.
your motion. You won.
Yeah,
You won this one.
that's disrespectful, and it should be taken back.
Well, I apologize if I disrespected you, Mr. Dr. Weaver.
Okay, let's have a roll call.
Roll call vote, please.
So we're doing a roll call to table the motion. Nope.
We doing a roll call vote.
Okay. Mr. Ambrose,
Motion to table. Yes.
Dr. Weaver,
Yes.
Mr. Cox,
No.
Mr. Rashawn,
Yes.
Ms. Hines, yes. Ms. Abney Mitchell,
No.
okay. Yeah, we'll table it.
Yes. We move on to the next thing that's on the agenda. Review and approval of human resource items. Recommendation and approval of policies updates. Dr. O'Philly.
Thank you. As presented at the March and April Policy and Procedure Committee meeting, I'm requesting board approval to accept the updates to the district's policy manual and administrative regulations. These updates have been provided to us by our legal team at Miller Johnson. I respectfully request your approval of these updates. Thank you for your consideration.
So moved.
Support.
Roll call vote, please. Discussion. Roll call vote.
Mr. Cox,
Yes.
Mr. Ambrose,
Yes.
Dr. Weaver,
Yes.
Ms. Hines, yes. Mr. Rashawn?
Yes.
Ms. Abney Mitchell?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next thing on the item is, citizen comments. Do we have any comments from our citizens? You can speak and then fill out the sheet.
All right, thank you very much. Good evening, Wayne Westland Community School Board District. My name is Stephen Chisholm, and I am the Mayor Pro Tem for the City of Inkster. I'd like to thank you for taking up the matters this evening, and taking the time to go through multiple votes to try to figure out some type of common ground to come on per the proposal that Mayor Nolan presented this evening. I have been at different meetings in the room with different superintendents and members with Mayor Nolan about these conversations, and I was hopeful that both parties would be made whole this evening. However, we landed where we landed. I'd like to publicly state that I was very disappointed in the denial that was on the agenda, because it feels like it was a waste of time for our citizens, some of our elected officials to come out, and a waste of your time to even take the matters up if you're gonna deny it. What's the purpose of putting it on the record to deny it for, just to sit here, vote? And we could have been had these preliminary discussions in full before we got to this particular point about denying. We deal with attorneys all the time. You deal with yours, and we could have been engaged them in this process if that's what they said when we met with the Finance Committee and other committees that they recommended denial. We didn't even have to get to this point. However, the rationale is disrespectful. I believe it was considered with ill intent. And this evening about the flyer that was posted, I'm not sure where the trustee was trying to go with that. If he would like, you can contact me directly and let me know how you felt about that flyer. I did not create it. I was tagged in it, as you see on Facebook. So when you named me, I was quite shocked, because whether I shared it or not, it was something about our community that was posted, and it was to rally the residents to come out here in support of this political, if you will, situation that we're trying to handle. So I'm glad that you did get to a point of saying we do want this discussion, we want to move forward. I would like for you all to inwardly digest it, dream about it, think about it, talk to your residents in Wayne Westland community. Do a survey. We do universalization tests all the time in corporate America and politics and all this stuff to find out what the will of the people are. You say you represent the Wayne Westland Community School Board District, their students, the parents and everything. I work in the school district myself, so I already know how this goes. I sit in school board meetings sometimes, and you could throw a rock and miss everybody in the room. You could throw a ton of bricks. So I say this to say, please take this into strong consideration. Any of you, just like myself, my information is public. If you have any questions, concerns, whatever the case may be, feel free to reach out to myself, anybody on the city council, anybody on the planning commission, any board of commission or resident in the city of Inkster that you feel you need to get input from. We will be more than glad to have any conversations with you, morning, noon, dinner, whatever the case may be. I just want to say yet again, thank you. And feel free to reach out to me directly. I look forward to an in-depth conversation with each and every one of you, should you deem it necessary. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh,
Thank you. I'm your backup.
Are we still in, I have Angela McAllister.
If you want to fill out another sheet, you can finish your comment. You can.
Good evening, Board. My name is Angela McCluster Green. My son, and he is a 7th grader at Stevenson Middle School. I have been a parent of Wayne Westland District for 29 years. I am here to discuss a severe bullying incident where my 3 students instructed my child to self-harm, which has significantly impacted his safety and ability to learn. On Saturday, April 4th, we had a discussion. He got angry. He told us that boys were texting him and telling him different things. When I got his text messages, they told him to kill himself over 100 times. They told him to shoot himself. They told him to jump off a bridge. He is autistic, high functioning, but he does not understand that this behavior is not supposed to be done. His social cues, he does not understand what they're doing is beyond belief. He came to us and said that he wanted to end his life. So as soon as Monday came, I went to Stevenson and talked to Mr. James. I gave him all the screenshots. One child, now all these students that did this were his friends. One just had stayed the night 3 days before. Mr. James, I said, one of the students was in his class, the other two are in his lunchroom. I asked for them to be moved out. Mr. James agreed and said that he would be able to do that. Then I went to Wayne Police Station and made a police report, and I'm pressing charges. After that, I had gone to the Board of Education and asked for the bullying policy in black and white. It took them 40 minutes to give it to me, and she printed out the whole handbook. Now, I should go in there and not have to wait 40 minutes. If I was someone that didn't know how to use the website or didn't have those instruments to do, I shouldn't have waited 40 minutes to get that information. Mr. Bessick was out on a family thing, so after I left the Board of Education, Mr. James reached out to me and said that he would not be able to move these children. That he would be able, the easy thing would be to move my child. That is not happening.
I'm sorry, ma'am, your time is up.
Can someone else give me my minutes?
Yes.
So he said that was not able to happen, that he could not move these children. Wednesday came, one of the mothers moved his child out of the classroom. The other two are in his lunchroom. So Mr. Bessick had called me and said, I asked if I could get the parents in a room to discuss how this is, how severe this is. This was not just calling names. My son now wants to kill himself. He does not want to live. He doesn't understand what these children did are wrong. He mentally has to carry this for the rest of his life. He went to a counselor today and said it out loud. She said that she asked if the kids, still seen them. I said yes. She said that is not healthy for him. I again went to, let me back up, I'm sorry. When I talked to Mr. Bessick, I asked for a sit down with the parents. The police officer said that was a good idea, but the police officer said that he wasn't able to be there because they're shorthanded at Wayne. He said that a resource officer could be able to facilitate that. Mr. Bessick also told me that he would talk to the superintendent. Dr. Cost, were you told about the situation? Were you asked if we could have a sit down in the school?
I was.
And your answer is?
I will respond to you tomorrow.
She will give you a response.
So I spoke to Mr. James today because of the therapist and asked him again if he can move the children out of the lunch. He said the easy solution would be to move my son. That is not an easy solution for someone that is autistic. He does not do well with change. That would turn his life upside down, and he's the victim. He's not the one that did this to him. He should not be the one that is moved. Mr. James told me that he would talk to Mr. Bessick again, and then he left me a voicemail and said, unfortunately, he cannot move the other kids' schedules, that he apologized. And I also showed him a text message today from another boy that was not in the situation that sent my son a nasty email or a nasty text message while he was in school, so Mr. James took that information. So the easiest way is not to uproot the victim to make their mental health worse. My son cannot focus, is scared, and this makes it a school problem, even if it happened off-site. There needs to be more that happens with the bullies, mandatory therapy for children and parents to solve this issue where we are having with bullying. There should be a third-party social worker, parents involved, not just the easiest way that settles it and puts a bullying and suicide poster slapped on the wall and calling it a day. as the school board should look into the traveling museum of children that have ended their lives and have it come to the district to show them how immensely sad this is, that children are losing their lives because kids are telling them to kill themselves. My family has been
Okay, ma'am, your
disrupted.
time is up.
Thank you.
We
No.
are not able to do that.
I was able to let her do it because she had something, because she can be up here all night. She can have your time, then somebody else's time. So because of the seriousness of what she was talking, I allowed her to do it, but it's not our policy to do that. Thank you anyway for wanting to do that.
We have Griffin Watson.
Hello everyone, I'm the software engineering and 3D visualization teacher at William D. Ford. I'm here to ask for the return of Principal Bigelow. It has been over 10 weeks and we're starting to feel the impact. Things are becoming more difficult in our school and there's a lot of uncertainty around everything. Principal Bigelow has created real opportunities for students and staff. Because of her, I'm now head chairperson of Michigan Skills USA Animation Competition. She helped bring in an animation class, supported plans and development of a new drone program I may be running, and even created a Grow Your Own program to help our CTE teachers earn their degrees. Since she's been gone, that progress has stalled, and we're left with questions. We're not just asking for a principal, we're asking for a leader who supported our students and helped us succeed. And Principal Bigelow is what we need. I ask, please help. Thank you.
Thank you.
And it looks like that is it. Is there any other?
We have one more.
Okay.
She gonna fill out the sleep when she get through.
I'll fill out another one, yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna just start over with my comment because if I'm actually heard, you'll see I was speaking to a pattern and both parts of my statement needs to be heard together. I am Dr. Dana Dane, a member of the Parent Advisory Committee to the School Board, mother of multiple children in this district, including a special needs child. I will be a Wayne Westland parent for the next 16 years. As someone whose family is from Inkster, I wrestle with the hesitation to even talk about returning their property to them. At minimum, there needs to be talk of a partnership with Inkster. This handling appears to fit a pattern of disregard, failing to engage the community in sidestepping meaningful collaboration. Another example is the superintendent situation in this district, which has been chaotic for years. We were told parents, staff, and community members would have a voice in the superintendent selection. Many of us attended meet and greets, meetings, interviews, read emails, took calls, filled out surveys, told our voice was crucial. We sacrificed being present during dinner time, bath time, and bedtime multiple times to ensure we were involved in this process, all for the vote to be moved up before our voices could be considered. When input didn't seem to trend towards a particular political agenda, certain board members bypassed us. If we disagree with how our board members vote, it is our responsibility to vote differently the next election cycle. The issue isn't the board's decision. It's that the board promised the people a voice and decided not to listen to it. They immediately motioned to reshuffle board leadership after the superintendent vote, which directly followed recess after comments, an obvious political move. To suggest otherwise would be disrespectful to the intelligence of the people of Wayne Westland. If decisions about the superintendent are so clearly self-motivated, how do we trust other decisions are made for the children and not personal gain? I heard 2 candidates with plans and compassion for children with IEPs, another just repeated enjoyment seeing my autistic preschooler playing at gym. What happens when it's not time to play, but time to learn, time to strategize, time to be accountable? This board makes life-altering decisions for our children's future. The decisions they make cannot be made based on greed or how to get a new seat at the table. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we have a Miss Sue Robertson.
I would just like to continue on with the bullying statement. She just had just 1 page to go. Her family has been disrupted and will never be the same. John will always mentally have to deal with wanting to end his life because 3 boys decided that they wanted to pick on him. This behavior needs more help to stop it. Our schools need to be safe and we need to do more. The impact is this directive to self-harm is not merely a dispute, it is an endangerment of a minor. Since this incident, my son has feared going to school, shows signs of anxiety and depression, and is going to therapy. The school has not provided a safe, inclusive environment with the 2 boys still in my son's lunch. According to the state law, Michigan's anti-bullying policy 380.131B, schools must act as if a student is at risk regardless of where the incident occurred. If it disrupts their education, by ignoring this, the district is failing its duty to protect him. I am requesting an immediate independent investigation into this incident, the implementation of a safety plan for my son, disciplinary action against the responsible party, and the school has done a suicidal assessment. Mr. Fraley talked to him on Wednesday to help him understand what friends are and when people are not your friends. And that is it. So please look into this matter. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is that it, Ms. Hines? We finished?
I think she just filled this out.
Oh.
Okay. I think that will be it.
Well, we'll move on to what's next on the agenda.
Did someone not get called?
Who's?
Nicole Holland. Nicole Holland.
What she spoke? Is it the same one that's?
She has not spoken.
Hi, I was here a couple weeks ago for the
Okay.
hiring of Dr. Cost. Congratulations, well deserved. Dr. Feely, where is our principal? It's been 12 weeks. I had to meet with Risa. Financing is, we're gonna have issues, we're not compliant, so you can answer to the state. I did Friday. We're without a teacher, a principal, no support, no answers that I was promised to get within a week, nothing. But move aside from that, because we're adaptable, right, guys? We all adapt. The teachers over there are adapting. Our EMT teacher over there is adapting, helping with firefighters. We're all adapting when we shouldn't. Now, next thing. The board, you guys are hilarious. The fact that you can't get it together. One's not voting. Mitchell, don't even get me started on the video I seen of you being racist. And let me tell you, I have 2 biracial children. I have diversity in our schools like no other. And I'm a phenomenal teacher. And the fact that you stood there and said, because I don't look like the kids in my classrooms makes me a less teacher, you're a joke. You couldn't even vote right on the last thing. You voted against these people from Inkster that you were trying to stick up for. This is a joke. We are teaching children here. We are running schools, Ophelia. What are you guys doing to support us? We are sick of sitting here adapting while you guys do nothing. And then sit up there and fight. And then Mitchell, that's discrimination at its best, because I am a phenomenal instructor. Phenomenal, no matter what color my skin is. I have been taught by Asian people, African American people, you name it, Arabic. I went to Arabic schools. It doesn't matter what color my skin is. It matters on who is instructing me. My kids love me. I have classes, ask these teachers over here. Every one of these classes and their students come to me for assistance, no matter what I look like. Yeah, at 1 hour and 8 seconds on part 2 of this, what was it called? Someone rephrase that. When we were looking for a superintendent, the workshop, November 8 workshop, part 2. Weaver asked you not to be discriminative. May stuck up for you. And it's there. It's recorded. You said it. I've talked to people in my building of all races and said, should I bring this up? Because I was offended. Of all races in my building. And they said, you know what, if it went the other way, we'd be mad at you. So get it together. Get it together, okay? Cox, you've been doing great. Weaver, you've been trying. I can't ever say your last name right. Mr. A, you're doing okay. Shannon, you stay quiet over there unless it's something you really care about. When it's somebody else, you just, nah. The other two, they got their own agendas over here. Cost, good luck, this is your board. Hines, I give it to you. You're there, you're listening. Just start speaking. Thank you.
And I think that's all.
Who's that? I can't get it together here.
Would you like me to give
No,
my
any other,
comments?
comments we have, Melody? That's it?
That's all.
Yes, we are now at superintendent comments. Interim, take interim off.
Thank you, Vice President. I think I'd like to focus our attention back on why we're all here. And Jennifer Page's students at Stottlemyer were outstanding. It'll be exciting to give them their awards. For the benefit of the community, we are starting our middle school flag football program. That starts Friday. And then on Saturday, we kick off our T-ball and elementary soccer, and that's truly where our focus needs to be.
Okay.
Thank you.
Board of Education comments, we're gonna start with Dr. Weaver tonight.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. I would like to say that at the last meeting, 42.86% of this board voted to remove the president and vice president. You would think that after that discussion and vote, that if I were the president or vice president, I think I'd be giving somebody a call to say, hey, can we resolve this? No calls, no texts, nothing. Because she, and I'm saying for both of them, believe they're always right and everybody else is wrong. Second thing I'd like to say is I'm pausing a little bit tonight because our president saw fit not to be here. By the way, this is the third meeting that she's not been here, and you can't do that and be president of a board. Tonight's meeting was ample proof of that. I have been on this board 22 years. I could go tomorrow, it's no problem. Have no problem. But I would like to stay because I like to keep doing what's best for the district. I am very much concerned about this proposal that was brought before us tonight when one of our own cities, Westland, their council members routinely get up and talk negatively about this board and about this district. I'm not giving them anything. And it is in the interest of this district to keep our properties. They were given to us. It doesn't matter the reason why they were given to us. So we have properties, as I've already said, in Wayne, Westland, Canton. We're not giving away school buildings because they're in another district from Wayne, Westland. So this should be no different. I'm sorry that the city of Inkster lost their charter for their school district. I'm really sorry about that. I hate it for them, the city of Inkster. I don't know what the process is for the city of Inkster to reapply to have a school district, or if that could even happen. But it certainly hasn't been done to this point, as far as I know. So, if you can't defend this board and defend our district, then why are you here? Thank you.
Mr. Rushaw?
I would like to say, first of all, thank Dr. Page and Stottlemyer students for showing up. I want to echo what Dr. Koss said. This is about our students, and we want to make sure we keep our students first in all that we do. With that being said, I also want to say and encourage everyone to just don't show up here when your issue is at hand. But I want this place to be packed continually, every meeting. We had a superintendent search. Certain people came, certain people didn't. We have a meeting here, certain people come, certain people didn't. We want to see everyone. We want to hear the community's voice, because I'm not here to make a decision off of what I just believe, but I want to make the decision hearing from what you guys have to say. So I just want to say to everyone that's here, tell your friends, tell your family to show up to the next board meeting and make your voice be, let your voice be heard. That's all.
Ms. Ambrose?
I want to thank Dr. Page. Stottlemyer is probably one of my favorite buildings. I really enjoyed my time a few months ago reading, and I need to make another trip back. My job doesn't always allow me the chance to get into the schools like I would like. It's the drawback of being in engineering and working in an automotive plant. But this discussion that we had tonight in regards to the Inkster properties, it's going to be a hard topic for everyone involved. And I'm just going to ask for some patience from everyone involved. I understand you guys the city of Inkster has been at this position for years. This is my second year on the board, my second year as treasurer. And as a committee, the only thing that Miss Abney Mitchell, who a member of the committee, has asked is that we treat the city of Inkster like any other community within our district. And I'm trying to do that. And just because we may have voted down a proposal or it failed, doesn't mean that discussion ends between the board and the city of Inkster. And so where there's common ground, I think we can come together. And where there's differences, we need to have those lines of communication open. And I'm sorry that it may have seemed at times that those lines of communications have been closed. But as Miss Abney Mitchell can attest to, I've been trying to keep those lines of communication open. And trying to, because we need to come to bring this issue to a close. And so the board, I believe members of the board are willing to work towards that end. It's just gonna take some time, because there's more than just the city of Inkster we have to consider. We have to consider the other communities also that we service and what their feelings are, because they're impacted by the decisions that we as a board make. So thank you.
Mr. Cox?
I'm just sitting here thinking about when my oldest son was in 3rd grade at Kettering, he went through a glass door wall. And the injuries to that little face were just horrific. And his mother, who typically is just a rock of strength, she just disappeared in the corner, and her eyes, I couldn't even see her in there. She was just done. She couldn't deal with it. Someone had to go in there and tell that little boy what was going to happen next and hold him down so it could happen. And so him and I went through it together. And I'm reminded of that because he certainly wasn't happy with his dad, I'm sure, but his dad did exactly what needed to be done. And what you saw here tonight was people not doing what needed to be done. It's very, very difficult when you have a bunch of your neighbors asking for something and you want desperately to do it for them. But that's not your role. I'll tell you how school districts fail. School districts fail when 3 or 4 of the members of the board decide that they need to go to Texas at the expense of the school district and spend through the chair. Ms. Claire, could you tell me how much money this board has spent on travel and education and all of that?
It's not that time to ask questions.
No, I certainly can ask questions. What are you
But it's
talking
not
about?
this time for her to answer that question.
It's time for me to talk. Yes, it is.
Okay, it's time for you to talk.
You're not going to
but
shut
for
me
her.
up.
I'm not going to try to shut you up.
Do you have,
because
can you arrive at that number? I hope it was a reading class, by the way.
maybe it was, maybe it was not.
I increased the budget to 24,800. It's going to go over that, so there'll be another probably.
The budget originally is $10,000 for board travel.
Yes.
So we spent $24,000, and now you're going to have to add to it.
Yes.
Now, those people taking advantage of that, that's taking pencils and apples right off a kid's desk, just the same as giving half the money to Inkster. It's not any different. And you notice you could go on that trip and come back and nobody says anything. But be advised, people know. People in this school district know that this board is traveling unnecessarily. There are many, many things that you can learn right here at home. You've got Zoom. You don't have to go to Texas. The only reason you're going to Texas is because you think this is the Wayne Westland Travel Agency, in my opinion. That's how you lose a school district. People hear about that, and they hear right next to it how you don't have the money to do something. And they say, geez, you had the money last year to go to Texas. And they're absolutely right. And the other way that you lose a school district is when you start talking about things like they don't match my skin color. For the record, this is a content of your character organization. We don't do skin color here. We tried that like 80 years ago and figured it out. If you don't believe me, go to any one of our schools and watch all the kids playing with one another like a bunch of M&Ms in a bowl. they get along just fine. These kind of things affect the way people view this district. Tonight, people from the great city of Inkster came up and said all kinds of negative things to members of the board. What we're sitting here like, I don't know what, before you want half of the money for a piece of property that, by the way, city of Inkster never owned. It was owned by the school district. And the reason it was given to the school district that absorbed the kids from the Inkster is because there was recognition that there was going to be additional costs, and because no organization existed to oversee the property. If you've got 17 acres of property, it needs to be maintained. Somebody needs to be responsible if someone is killed on that property. There's going to be liability. The state knew that. The state knew someone with financial wherewithal has to be in control of this property. And in recognition of the fact that you're going to have your expenses incurred, you're going to have to make many changes. Like, for instance, just bus service. It changed many things over the years. And as Dr. Weaver said, we didn't ask for that. We were asked to help, and we jumped in and we helped. Failure to recognize that we need to be stewards of the money. Failure to vote when it's your turn to vote. These are things that hurt us greatly. When 2 weeks after the best contract that the teachers of this community ever received, they're in front of Elliott and Edison Elementary School picketing with Channel 4 and Channel 7. That doesn't help us. We moved a teacher from one school to the next, and you would thought that the earth stopped spinning on its axis. Folks, this is our school district, and it doesn't matter if you live in the city of Inkster or not, the children are coming here. This is your school district. We cannot give its resources away, even if the city of Inkster really needs the money. I'm frankly flabbergasted. I'm going to address one more thing that was said. I made a motion at the end of the last meeting to change leadership on this board, and it's not because I don't like the leaders. I happen to like both of them, and I've had conversations with both of them, in-depth conversations. But the truth is, neither one of them supported the superintendent. And the superintendent has to have a liaison to communicate with from the board. And that person should not start their job in a hostile work environment with people that don't want them there. They need to be dealing with people who support them and want them to be successful. Think of the situation when you have somebody, even if they're doing a good job as chairperson, that doesn't approve of the superintendent. At the very first opportunity for there to be conflict between the two, whose fault is it now? Is it the person that was going to be predetermined to not be agreeable? Removing that chairman. And that's all I was doing. I wasn't removing anybody from the board, just removing the chairman. Removing the two people that regularly talk to the superintendent in order to give the superintendent the best opportunity at success. That was the reason for my motion. It wasn't against Ms. May, and it wasn't against Ms. Abney Mitchell. I've tried to be helpful to both board members. And with respect to the issue that we talked about tonight, from time to time, we're going to disagree vehemently, as I do tonight with some people here. That doesn't change our mission. And the great city of Inkster can stand on its own. Folks, we represent the Wayne Westland Community School District. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Hines.
Yes, I'd like to say congratulations to Stottlemyer. It was a really good presentation. I have a couple of good things coming up. So Mayor Kevin Coleman and Councilwoman Melissa Sappy, they're having, since this month is Autism Awareness Month, they're having an acceptance walk-in event Saturday, April 25th, 2026, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Haddon Park. It's community resources, sensory fun, food trucks, tables. I went last year. It was a really good event, totally free. We also have the Wayne County Women's Resource Fair. You don't have to be a woman, but it's totally free. It's on the Wayne County's Women's Commission. And we're gonna have resources for housing, healthcare, career, jobs, everything. Last year we had over 80 vendors, and we had about 400 people show up. So anybody's in need, it's gonna be April the 30th, 2026 from 9:30 to 3 p.m. at Wayne County Community College, who's one of our hugest sponsors, at 8200 Outer Drive, West Detroit, Michigan, 48219. And I'm not gonna stop. We have the GSRP. A lot of these people are enrolling kids into the Great Star Readiness Program. They just had a special on the news before I left about a lot of smaller daycares are taking that program. The nice thing about that is it's not income driven. 4-year-olds, they're certain centers, they are open from like 8 to like 4 Monday through Thursday. So that'll be additional help free to the families, because when I had my son, we had to pay for preschool and it was only half a day. Also, with literacy issues, I am the president of the Kiwanis Club, so we do meet on the 1st and the 3rd Tuesday of every month at the Westland Library, so we're looking to do that. There's a lot of needs in literacy. We went to a Wayne County RESA meeting not too long ago, and they were saying that's a big topic. And so, I would like to talk about something. I didn't want to talk about it, but I have every right if something comes up. Something very personal, is very touching, but 2024, I did have a whistleblower lawsuit with the city of Inkster, in which at the time there was an email sent from the previous superintendent, a board member, and a councilman, and I was in the middle of a $300,000 settlement. And at that time, that email came across about giving the land from the city of Inkster when I had that settlement. So at the time, that information was forwarded over to the FBI for investigation during that settlement situation. So I'm not trying to be a jerk or anything like that, but certain things like that, being an elected official, I have to be careful, you know, with things like that. If I'm in a settlement and giving away property and being on the property committee was a conflict of interest. So it's not like I was trying to not vote to be a jerk, but if the FBI is investigating certain things and I'm involved and my attorney tells me that I should recuse myself because of that financial situation of giving away land and I'm a board member, that's not good. Even the Fed said that wasn't cool. So I'm just putting it out there. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I grew up in Inkster, you know, bygones is bygones. Everything is done in the past, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever's under the rug. But at that time I was getting death threats. I had to go into hiding and the 2 people got charged, the previous administration. So I went through a lot, okay? So to be like, oh, would you just, no, I went through a lot. I lost everything. I couldn't get jobs. I was blacklisted due to being an FBI informant during that time. So I'm just saying the reason why I did not vote at this particular situation, because at that time there was an email at the same time in April 2024 when I was doing my settlement that to give the land over and it was inappropriate. So I'm just putting that on the record. And that's all I have to say. I mean, you as an elected official, you have to be really careful. The feds, they're watching all of us. They're watching us. And I'm not about to get caught up in something in it like anything. So I'm just putting it out there. And that's why I had to recuse myself, because at that time, I was an informant and it was a settlement deal going on. And then that email came about giving the land away when I was in the middle of the settlement, and the feds even said that was inappropriate. And I'm done with that.
Thank you, Ms. Hines. And I want to say thank you to Strathmore. If the board members, I don't know if y'all looked at it, but these are thank you cards on here. That is so awesome. Thank you, thank you. So I want to address a few things that were said. First and foremost, I am not a racist. We had superintendent workshop on November the 8th. Things was taken out of context because I was trying to pronounce a word and I couldn't, and it was basically our demographics has changed. It was cold in the room. I took my arms like this and rubbed. Everybody remember it was cold. I was looking for some gloves. So this is what made me racist. I was signing for black. That is not true.
No, it came out of your mouth's words.
No. I am not racist at all. And that was the biggest thing that people was worried about. And as far as our superintendent, I can only speak for myself. I have always supported her. As interim superintendent, we have had many meetings, and it didn't change when she was made superintendent. I was following the rules. Do not make the decision tonight. Make the decision on April 8th. Give the community time to make comments. That's all I was doing. And as far as the city of Inkster, Lord have mercy. I'm a resident in the city of Inkster. I love where I live at. I love my community. Don't nobody bother me. I don't bother nobody. I'm able to sit on my porch. I'm able to walk. We still live in a diverse neighborhood that's walkable. We walk in there. We have different races in our community, and I like it. But as far as the partnership with the Wayne Westland School District, we began our partnership with the Wayne Westland School District decades ago, when the people in my neighborhood on the side of Inkster that I live on, for more than 2 decades, from my understanding, this was their school district. Cherry Hill and John Daly, Beach Daly, this was their school district. That's when the partnership started. Now that the city of Westland has more than 40% of Inkster children attending their schools, and maybe even that more than that, that is rooted in the city of Inkster, we are asking for more partnership. Our numbers are decreasing in our district. People are tired of hearing this story, that story. Wayne Westland don't want us there, so we go to another school, this, that. But if we have clear, ever since I've been on this board, I've ran on the board. If I give you my election stuff, it says to build communities, build community. Wait a minute. I ran on the Wayne Westland community, building relationships with communities. It says Easter, it says Canton, it says Romulus, it says Westland, it says Wayne, it says Dearborn Heights. That's what the purpose of me being here on this board was, to build community, to build relationships. Hey, my grandson go there, let's have a relationship. I see you at football game. I wonder, how you doing? What's going on in Canton? What's going on in Romulus? All I want to do is build relationships. I go to Westland all the time. Out there, see Westland out there? I go to Westland all the time. I don't live in Westland, to build relationships. And that's all I'm asking the board, is to be open and building relationships. I'm not asking them to consider giving nothing away, just like they read what the attorney recommended, I did too. Just like they read what Inkster recommended, I did too. But I was able to live in what Inkster was saying because I'm there. I experience it. I hear the stories. I hear the stories at the bus stop. I encourage parents, come to school board meeting, put it on the record. If I can get this many people in Inkster come to our school board meetings, I will be a happy camper. I would dance and sing for y'all after the meetings. But I run into people all the time. Come and put it on the record, because if I say it, it's made up. So we tabled the decision. We're going to keep on working on it, and it's going to be what it is going to be. But in one thing that we agreed on in our finance committee, that didn't need to be settled, as the mayor had in his proposal for superintendent. He didn't add the 3 interim superintendent that he has talked to. So this has been as old as I am, and that's and that's what? Historical, as my grandkids would say. I'm an old maid. This has been a long time. And one of our board members, Dr. Weaver, said at one time, the can has been kicked down the road and kicked down the road. So I'd like to see it to come to end, and thank you all for coming out tonight. I'd like to make a motion.
So moved.
For adjournment.